Welcome back. I'm Richard Randall, and this is Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice. She's the host of the program. I sit in with her on this weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. That is the name, and that's the promise as well. Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how do they make their home the best home available in that neighborhood?
Well, Richard, most people don't sell homes very often, and some have never sold a home before. So everything changes. I've even had people tell me that when they've sold multiple homes in the same market, and every experience was different and unique. So it can be like that. Normally, the process is rather consistent. We try to make it as painless as possible for our clients, but it's really, really, really critical that you get somebody that does sell homes very often and knows how to handle the sale. Technology has changed, the market has changed, marketing has changed. So you actually have to get what I call the 4 Ps right. Number 1 is preparation. Number 2 is picking the right agent. There are thousands of agents all up and down the Front Range, tens of thousands actually. And when I did research, I was kind of sad to see that 81% of those agents sell 3 or less homes a year. So if they don't do it very often, they may not really know about all these changes in technology or pay attention to what it could be that might cause their listing from not selling. I'll show you some examples of that shortly. Also, pricing is absolutely critical. If you don't price a home right, it's going to sit on the market and it's going to take more time to sell. And of course, promotion is critical as well. What do I mean by promotion? Meaning getting the photos right, making sure it's exposed, not just on the listing service, but all over online. So let's start with preparation. Number 1, very simple, inexpensive thing that you could do is declutter. So clutter is not your friend when you're marketing a home. And, the technology today allows us to do a lot of this digitally. Remember, if we don't get the pictures right, they won't come and see the house. So you have to sometimes make the home look a lot more austere than it is the way you normally live in it. I have a lot of people, once we're done helping people get ready for photos, they're like, it feels like nobody lives here. I'm like, no, it looks great. It's fine. Don't worry. So a lot of people live with a lot of clutter. How do you know? Take your phone, take a picture of each room, blow it up on your computer, and you will be surprised at how that clutter just talks right back at you. And you can't see it when you live with it. So that's number 1. Number 2, clean up the yard. It's a very simple thing. It just takes, a little bit of labor. Freshen up the mulch beds, put some flowers out front. I have one client right now that bought a beautiful pot of flowers and put it out front. And he lives on the northwest part of town. And the first night the deer came by and just mowed down the flowers very quickly. So he had to pull that in every night and take it out in the morning when he was ready to show. Freshen up the front door. You'd be surprised what kind of subliminal message you're going to be delivering if people walk up to the front door and it doesn't look painted and the doorbell's broken and it's dirty around the front door. It just doesn't make a welcoming impression. And we know that buyers eliminate homes online in less than 1 minute. I actually had one person tell me that each home, when she's looking online, has 5 clicks. That's all they get before she's moving on to find the house that she wants to see. And that is why preparation to make sure your home not only shows the best, but is presented in the best manner so that you don't miss out on the perfect buyer. In less than a minute, they did this study in 2000 to figure out, they actually timed how much time a buyer sits there and looks at a home on their phone or on their computer. They spend 20 seconds on the outside, curb appeal. They spend 8 seconds on the backyard view. Then about the same amount of time for the rest of these rooms, which are living room, kitchen, master bathroom, and master bedroom. If you don't get that right, buyers are going to be moving along. And you want to make sure that you prepare your home to make sure it is move-in ready. What do I mean by that? It doesn't mean you have to do a full-on remodel, not necessarily. Do a remodel for you, but it could just be neat and tidy, functional, and in good condition. But if your flooring is tired, if you can see the track areas of the carpet from people walking on it time and time again, it doesn't make a very good impression. And buyers walk in and go, oh my God, I got to spend, $4,000 or $5,000 on carpet, plus the hassle of replacing carpet when they're living in the home. So take care of those cosmetic areas. Carpet's one example. Like I had one client that had a lot of traffic area on the stairs. And so they just replaced the carpet on the stairs, and that home got 40 people at the open house. We got 6 offers, and it sold for way over asking price. Neutralizing paint is another good example of something that you can do that really doesn't take much time or a whole lot of cost or effort, and you can hire somebody to do it as well. The other thing you want to make sure that you do is clear out the master closet in particular. Now, it doesn't mean you have to empty it out if you're living in the home, but a lot of people let things pile up, especially in a master closet. I know I do. I have shoes I haven't worn and just, on and on. But a rule of thumb is when you're presenting your home for sale, pack away or repurpose the clothes that you're not going to wear, get everything off the floor so the closet looks big and spacious and light and airy. And then, of course, it's really, really important to make sure that your home is staged properly, prepared, like fix broken things. And it's kind of interesting that most people don't do staging at all. Most agents don't mess with it. They don't think it's that important. But according to the studies, a typical buyer would pay anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 more for a home that's staged or not staged. And, I was looking at MLS pictures just this morning. I was kind of surprised to see that, here's a picture of a house that's been on for almost 3 months. And it's showing that the trees are sticks. In other words, they took the picture in the winter and never updated it. And here it is now, the summer. So it doesn't look very good compared to other properties. Plus there's a bunch of toys and kids stuff and clothes in the living room. The home looks like it's in good shape, and it does look like they're professional photos, but it wasn't properly staged. And now we can do it digitally. We can extract things out of rooms digitally and put furniture in rooms digitally and make it look amazing. Let me give you an example. So here's a bad example, Richard, of this was just screenshot was just taken this morning, where you've got the trees are obviously in winter mode. Can you see that?
Yes, indeed.
And then you've got the living room's got toys, little kids table that's orange and yellow, and it just looks terrible. That's why that home is sitting on the market. It's a simple thing, easy to fix. Here's one where we had a pretty much empty kitchen. Their furniture wasn't that pretty. So we took a picture of it empty and digitally staged, and it looks amazing. And again, the whole idea is to create demand. And by the way, on that home, we had 153 people attend the open house, and it sold for way, way over asking price. So that's the kind of demand that you want to get, because it makes the whole showing process a lot shorter. They priced right, they prepared right, it was presented right, and we got multiple offers all in one sitting. We didn't have to deal with months in and months out of showing the home and the pain points of the normal sales process. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb has a buyer's team, and we're talking about how a seller can position their home to be the best home in the neighborhood when they put it up for sale. And next up, what we're going to be talking about is why it's so important that you pick the right agent to market your home, to make sure that you get pricing right and promotion right. Those two things are not as much in your control. And if you'd like to talk to us about selling your home, you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on Find My Buyer, or just give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is the real estate voice. She's with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and you can reach her at 719-301-3900. We're talking, Barb, about how to position a home for sale to be the best home in that neighborhood. So what are some other things that sellers should do when they're getting ready to sell their home?
Well, have your friends and family look at the pictures, right? Give constructive feedback once the pictures are done. I don't like that. I don't like this. Any perception out there you want corrected right away. We know that buyers eliminate homes online in less than 1 minute or 5 to 8 clicks of a mouse or swipes with their phone or whatever. So it's really important for buyers to fall in love with your home first online. Then the next step for them is they're going to drive by and see if they like the area. Then the next step after that is they're going to ask to go inside, but we can't get past the first step if it's not properly marketed the right way. Some good tools that really strong agents use would be any kind of video, any kind of high quality imagery. It just breaks my heart to see agents that are too lazy and too cheap to hire professional photographers. And it's really obvious that they use their smartphone to take pictures. So it's really, really important to get good photos, even talking ads, because what happens a lot when the buyers drive by is they don't want to call a scary real estate agent because we're scary salespeople, right? So the last thing they're going to do is pick up the phone and call, especially the younger generation. But they'll sit in front of the house and they'll Google it, right? So we give them a certain system that allows them to go right to the home and get all the information about the home. And as a result, we get more buyers calling. You want to make sure that you hire the right real estate agent that knows how to avoid repelling buyers and avoid house elimination online. And just so you know that there are a lot of mistakes that can be made. Probably the biggest one is pricing. So if it's not priced realistically versus optimistically, and it sits on the market for a longer period of time, chances are you're going to net less money according to studies. So you really, really want to make sure that you're creating a lot of demand for the home. Let me give you an example. Here's a home that priced it right, got everything prepared right. We went on the market. We had 85 people at the open house, and it just sold for $50,000 over asking price. Even a home over $1 million, 1.15 to be exact, got 20 people at the open house, multiple offers, and sold for over asking price. Most agents solely rely on posting the listing service and hope somebody else has a buyers. We have buyers. We have a database of buyers as well as cash buyers. So if you want to talk to us, go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on Find My Buyer, or give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's the host of the show. More importantly, she is your real estate voice. She looks out for you. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or just visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing the top things that sellers love to get from buyers' offers, plus Barb's hot new listings. You don't want to miss those.